Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
All right, here we go.
What up, what up?
Gomez Watches Seinfeld. What up, what up?
Number one Seinfeld podcast on the net.
It's the only one. We've bullied all of our competition off the net.
That's right.
It's the only.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, sometimes you got to fight for your piece.
For your territory. What are you going to do?
You know, there's
Let them
only
move in?
there's only so much meat on the bone.
There's only so much Seinfeld.
You know?
There's only so many opinions about it.
Welcome to the show. We're on episode 4. Gomez Watches Seinfeld. This episode, I will tell you right now, my favorite episode that we've seen just yet.
What?
Yeah. Male
How many
Unbonding.
bagels before we even start? How many bagels?
I'm giving it 3.5 bagels.
What?
3.5 out of 5
I
bagels.
gave it 2 bagels.
Get the fuck out of here.
What?
You gave last week's more bagels?
At the end of it, kind of thought to myself, I was like, I hope this doesn't discourage him from watching it. Like, I hope this episode, but from last week, then this week, I was like, I hope he's not like turned off. Wow.
No, episode 3 was the worst episode so far.
All right,
Episode
okay.
4 was actually pretty decent. I laughed out loud. It had a little bit more of a plot. You know, I laughed at all the characters versus just, you know, 1 or 2 scenes with Kramer. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. It was called Male Unbonding. When did it air, Jenny?
6/14/1990.
June 14th, 1990. What was the song, most popular song in the country that week?
Harrington. You know, I'm going to preface this with, I really thought when I came up with this concept of like, oh, let's do, you know, member berries and let's talk about the time. Like, I really thought the number one songs would be a lot better. They're not great. So it must have been Love by Roxette.
Must have been love, but it's that one.
That'd be the one.
I'm gonna play it right now while you talk.
I don't. So that's the number one
I don't
song.
mind it. I don't mind that song.
You know. All right. Any fun stories that go along with that?
No, I don't even.
You just skull bashing.
This is it. Oh, it's from the film Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. Okay.
Didn't we talk about Pretty Woman on the first episode? I guess it was this time.
We feel some kind of ways. Yeah, this was the time. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I didn't know who this was by. Roxette? I never even heard of Roxette.
She's like a blonde lady with her brother. With her brother, I think she does the music.
It's basically us.
It's us.
Okay.
So if we had a band, this is what we sound like.
Weren't you in a band when you were a kid?
Yeah, Death Warrant.
Death Warrant.
Death Warrant, yeah.
There's a band called Death and there's a band called Warrant.
Yeah. We were Death Warrant. There was actually a movie. This was in 1990. It was probably, if you looked it up, there was a movie that came out called Death Warrant. That's cool as hell. That's our band name. Yeah.
Wow.
Death Warrant. We have bodyguards.
Yeah. You didn't play an instrument, right? Were you
I was
a manager?
the drummer.
You were the drummer. Okay. We have a drum set right there, Jenny. Can you play some drums for us?
No, I'm not a very good drummer.
Play some drums for us right now.
Nah,
Come on.
Lewis is the good drummer in our family. So that should tell you how good I am.
Because I'm a bad drummer.
Because he's the best drummer in our family. I mean, wow.
By leaps and bounds.
Wow.
It's a good tune. How do you not like the song? How's that not bringing you back?
It's fine.
This was the song about a man in love with a hooker. Who falls in love with a hooker? I would.
Oh, he would.
I would fall in love with a hooker. That is that, because you know what it is? I would see some damage in that whore, and I'm like, you know what?
I'm gonna fix it. Like,
it's not that I want to fix it. I feel like we can understand each other because I'm damaged, she's damaged. If I was a hot chick, do you know how much I would have sold my body?
Oh, if I was a hot chick, do you know how bad my life would have probably gone?
Why?
I wouldn't be able to control myself. Like, it would have been out of control. Like, God knew what he was doing, and I'm grateful. I'm like, all right.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank God. I would have really been out of control.
First of all, there's a lot of Gomez Watches Seinfeld simps out there that want to suck on those big fat titties.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right.
All right. So what was the number one movie?
Number one movie, Dick Tracy. Lewis.
We saw Dick Tracy with
Dick Tracy.
Izzy.
You saw
Izzy.
Dick Tracy.
Wow, that's so funny.
It comes back. It's all this time.
I mean, I guess it would come back since these episodes are a week apart from each other. So this is just the time in our life
a week later
that our mother was watching Pretty Woman and fucking Izzy. This is sort of this time.
This is that time, yes. Member berries. There
You
it
didn't
is.
go see Dick Tracy.
I refused.
Because you hated Izzy so much. I was like, Izzy, you're going to take me to the movies?
You were like, what? Can I get a popcorn?
Popcorn? I get candy?
Dad, can I get a soda? No, Dad.
I did not love Dick Tracy. It was Warren Beatty playing Dick Tracy. Madonna ended up being in it as well. She ended up being the man with no face. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I watched Dick Tracy in the movie theater and I remembered enjoying it. I enjoyed it at the time.
With your new dad, yeah.
My new dad is. I would have loved to have a dad if you didn't chase.
And
Izzy
he was
off.
taking you to movies.
The carnival. Remember, he took us to the carnival one time.
He took you guys to the carnival.
You just refused.
I refused to go.
Fuck you, Izzy, you dirty fucking ugly motherfucker.
He could do.
This is a guy who's just trying to court our poor mother
and her two dumb idiot kids.
Oh, God damn it, dude. Could I be with a chick with kids?
No, I don't think I could.
Take care of somebody else's kids. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask.
It's a lot. And love them as fiercely as your own. Because if you can't commit to loving them as fiercely as your own, then...
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Back away.
There's no way to love somebody else's kids as fiercely as you love your own children. It's impossible. You could pretend.
It's impossible, but
all day long that you love this kid, but there's no way.
It'd have to come pretty close for me to be able to marry a guy and accept his children. Like I would have to be open to loving them nearly as much as my own.
It's a lot. Like it's a lot to ask of a chick. The girl that I'm dating right now is hanging out with my kid for the first time. Yeah,
no, she's great. She's great with them. She's really sweet. That's awesome.
They're playing fucking hide and seek, jumping on the trampoline right now.
Yeah, she can come over anytime.
She brought you weed.
She's the best. Harrington did not. Harrington.
What happened?
Last week.
No, Harrington. He's done here. He's done.
Oh, that's right. I did tell him not to.
He's done here.
I did. I forgot.
He did such a beautiful job hanging up the green screen. I was so impressed with him. And I was like, Harrington, this is a 5-star job. But because you didn't do your one simple responsibility that you have in this world, regardless of what anybody else tells you, what I'm telling you right now is you have this one responsibility. One thing. He couldn't do it. So now his 5-star project gets 2 stars.
Well, no, it should get 0. It's like when you forget to put your name on a test and hand it in. He didn't do the bare minimum. He didn't put his name. He didn't put the date.
The bare minimum.
The bare minimum. So we don't even know who this test belongs to anymore, Harrington. So Dick Tracy, you wouldn't go see.
No,
I went. Our mother. Our mother was. We go to the movies here and there. She did.
We saw a lot of movies. Terminator 2. I remember that was a big one.
She snuck us in
we snuck into that one. Yeah.
Yeah. What did we see first?
I don't remember.
But there was she was like, we just go see another movie right now. I was like, what? We were like, yeah. Get out of town, Mom. No.
And somebody tried to stop us, but it was her friend, was one of the ushers. Remember?
Oh no, I don't remember.
Yeah, this like chubby black dude, and like somebody tried to stop us, and the guy was like, no, let them go, and then we just like ran in.
Oh, she wasn't even good at sneaking into movies.
No. She knew the guy, so like she was like, oh, we could probably go see another one. He's not going to care. So it was like. He just was like, told the other usher, like, no, I know him, let him go.
Let them go.
Yeah.
Let this family, I sell this bitch heroin. She's one of my best custies. Let her go.
Let her go. These kids need this.
Yeah, we saw Terminator 2. I remember the first movie I ever saw by myself. Not even like with friends. I'm talking about by myself.
You were a weirdo like that. You were like the first person I ever knew that was like okay with that. Just like
going by myself to the movies. But I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. Not much older than James.
Yes.
But you guys went to go. Do you remember what movie you guys went to see and what movie I went to see? Because I remember both.
Was it Interview with the Vampire?
No. That was way old. That
was way old. Okay.
You went to go see that with your friends when I was maybe in the 7th grade and you and your friends were in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
And me and Amory sat like 3 rows behind you guys. Yeah, because
it was like a cool thing to do.
No, I went. You and your mother went to go see Father of the Bride.
Okay.
And then I went to see Hook at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Different theater, but I was alone by myself watching Hook. I didn't want to see Father of the Bride.
All right. Well, that's kind of cool that you got to do that.
I mean, I guess it was actually probably dangerous and illegal at the same time.
No.
Yeah.
It was fine.
So #1 movie in the country, Dick Tracy. Didn't really give a fuck about Dick Tracy, but they tried to launch that brand like it was something. That's fine.
Yeah, well, Madonna was huge at the time. That was the same year as my first concert. That's when we went to go see Madonna.
What is Rookie of the Year?
This is my wrestling facts.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was the movie Rookie of the Year. No. Remember with the kid who fell on his shoulder?
Don't read my notes, first of all.
Sorry. It's like your diary. Remember
off
when I
my
read your
work.
diary and you fucking cried like a bitch?
No.
Yeah, you did.
I probably blocked it out, but I'd rather not hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather not hear about
Jenny
it.
and Alex Strab forever.
Shut up.
Forever. I remember I took
Remember
it.
that time I took that picture of you fucking Kristen Welsh in your bedroom? Remember? I opened the door and stuck the camera in and snapped a picture.
No, I don't remember the time you took child pornography. Where can we find that?
Well, that was the thing. And then I ran out of the house and you tried to chase me. But the camera really had no film in it.
Oh, okay. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
No, it actually, I told you it had no film in it. It actually did have the film in it.
Okay.
And then I reversed you again. And I was like, haha, it did have film in it. And then I just gave it to you and you ripped the film. So you pulled it apart.
Oh, what a fool I am. I would have loved to see those pictures of child Lewis banging my child girlfriend.
She was like, what the fuck? And you were like, oh my God. Like,
yeah,
you were like, I have to get that.
It's psychotic that you would do that. That is a crazy, crazy thing for you to stick your arm in my room and take a picture of me fucking my teenage girlfriend.
It was hilarious. You had to be there. It was really.
I had no lock on my door
It was a funny prank.
I had no lock on my door growing up. So what I would do is I would take I had a Louisville Slugger baseball bat that I wedged in between the door
the bat
and
from the robbery
radiator.
Story. The same bat.
Same exact bat. So I would wedge it between the door and the radiator, and that's how I would lock my door.
But if you really wanted to kind of nudge it open, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard.
Get it open. That wasn't keeping my mother out if she was trying to fuck me up. No. That was like the first line of defense to give myself a moment or two to compose myself and figuring out.
What was your second line?
Just holding my back against the door.
That was my second line of defense was just me against the door. Like, no.
It's like literally just pressing my body against the door.
Did she get through? Did she ever get through?
Yeah. I mean, by the time I was that age,
she never got. She always gave up. I was always like, no, and she would just give up, and she'd be pounding and pounding, and then just walk away. And I'm like, all right.
You know what it was though? It was. I was more. She didn't have really the ability to hurt me by the time I was 14 or 15 years old anymore. Yeah. She was like a fucking, a junkie.
Yeah, and you've been hit so many times. It's like, how much?
Yeah, I was completely
desensitized
to being hit, and she wasn't like. I remember one time she was beating my ass, and I thought I was maybe 11 or 12, and I was like, it was very conscious. I was like, I'm just gonna cry and tell her that I love her, and see if it'll melt her heart in a moment.
Would not. How did that work out?
It worked out one time. So she's beating my ass. I was like, Mom, I love you, and then I hugged her, and she hugged me, and she was like, Oh,
I'm sorry. Oh,
yeah, she really did. It was like a moment.
She would.
And then like a month later, I tried it again. She's like, I don't love you. I don't fucking love you. She just kept on fucking going. So, Harrington, yeah, both of our headphones are very, very loud, like excruciatingly, painfully loud. Please turn them down.
I tried to tell him that, but again,
it's wild. I would almost.
He
rather
doesn't
not
like
have
to listen to me at all. He really just.
He has no respect for you. Now it's basically off.
Now
Harrington.
it's off. So
yeah. So if we could just maybe turn it up right about there. Okay.
In the middle.
That's okay. That's better. It's definitely better. Okay, so look, let's get into this show, man. I'm sorry. What was going on in the world of pro wrestling at the time, Jenny?
Pro wrestling. So I mean, week by week, champions don't change. But we had 1990 Rookie of the Year, Stone Cold Steve Austin. How cool is that? 1990.
He was by Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
PWI.
Rookie of the Year?
Yep, Rookie of the Year. PWI.
Yeah, nobody saw him becoming fucking.
I did not.
The massive star that he was. Because I remember him in ECW.
He was in ECW for a minute.
For like a few months.
Just when he was transitioning over. I never pinned it on him to become the star that he was.
Never pinned it on The Rock to become the star that he was.
No,
Rocky Maivia popped off.
Dude,
it was like
with
him.
His dumb hair. I was like, who is this kid?
Duke the Dumpster Drosy, Max Moon, like all these shit characters came out during that time. And I never saw Rocky Maivia.
You know what happened with Steve Austin,
hold on, let me finish my thought. Fucking talking over asshole. You just don't even care. I don't even know my thought anymore. But go ahead, continue.
Go on about Max Moon.
Whatever you wanted to say, Jenny. Go ahead. I'm sure it was more important. Go ahead.
I said what happened, what was really cool with Steve Austin was that, they tried to give him, if you remember, they tried to give him the ringmaster, moniker. It was silly, but he kind of transcended that, and that just became like a side note.
He ended up winning the Royal Rumble as the ringmaster, correct?
I'm not sure. I mean, I really don't remember.
Ted DiBiase, I believe, brought him in as.
I think so. Yeah. I'm right about this. No, you know what it was? It was King of the Ring. So if you know wrestling history, Triple H got punished. They did this whole thing. It was a whole. You guys know what it is. Triple H got punished. He was supposed to win the King of the Ring. They went with Steve Austin instead, and they were like, fuck you, Triple H. You pulled some bullshit. they went with Steve Austin, and then he just popped off.
And
he became like the man's man. And then if you read Shawn Michaels' book, he kind of talks about how like his character, dudes didn't want to cheer for him. Like it was all the girls cheering for him. So he had to kind of like.
I mean, hold on. Let me say this though. Shawn Michaels, it's not like he was like, I don't know what to do here. You were coming out dancing with fucking sexy heart-shaped glasses
point
on.
Bret Hart was making.
With
he was like, I don't know how you're acting.
Female fucking, singing your music. Oh, Shawn, I think I'm cute. I'm so sexy. I mean, that's just not something that dudes want to cheer for.
Well, that's what happened. And then, he wanted his big push, and they were kind of going with Steve Austin, and they were like, nah, buddy.
Shawn already had a massive push at that point.
No,
he had come and gone.
No, it wasn't coming on. Like he could have rode there a little bit, at the top, but then Steve Austin came in and kind of stole his heat and stole his thunder, and he was way over with the dudes. And this is like coming off of like the whole ECW era too, where, dudes wanted to see like tables and chairs and
Steve Austin kind of came in and he stole a little bit from Sandman. Sandman used to come out and actually get fucking drunk, hammer the beer, smash the beers on his head. Remember when we saw ECW at the Orange County Fairgrounds?
Oh yeah, dude.
All right, so this is, and we're going to get into Seinfeld. I know some people are like, they don't even talk about Seinfeld. I promise you, we will.
Get to it. Relax. There's 20 minutes.
We went to the Orange County Fairgrounds for the first time I ever saw ECW, and it was Sandman versus Cactus Jack in the main event.
Yep.
And there was a band opening up.
Oh, I didn't remember. Oh, yes, where the girls were sitting.
Called AKA. They were a cover band. They did all heavy metal covers, and they were called AKA. And the ECW crowd wanted none of it. They wanted none of it. They kept on playing like these songs, and people are throwing shit at the stage, throwing cans of beer. And then I remember in between songs, Sandman was just getting hammered. He would come out. He was like, "You guys want to see some EC fucking W?" Like, yeah. And then he was like, just after a couple more songs.
That was like, so wrong for us to be there.
Fucking band.
We were children.
Oh, it was awesome.
Children.
It was awesome, dude. Everybody's there. Tommy Dreamer was there. Shout out Tommy Dreamer, also on the Gas Digital Network here. One of the other shows. We saw some. It was Marty Jannetty versus
Marty Jannetty
versus
Scorpio.
No, it was Marty Jannetty versus Jim the Anvil Neihart.
Okay, maybe.
And during their match, everyone just kept on chanting Shawn and Brett. It was like the best, like, so assholey heckler crowd.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, part of my comedic stage persona is based off of what I saw at ECW. Like when I come out and I fucking, I'm fucking awesome, dude. I drink people's beers off their table. I fucking start smashing things. I high five in the fucking crowd surfing, all that shit.
Driving chicks.
Yeah, dude. Fucking putting my face in their pussies, just fucking putting them through a table. That ECW was fucking badass. In fact, I do an homage to Sabu. If you guys have ever seen me on a very big stage, you'll see me take a knee and point up at the sky. I'm actually doing Sabu.
Yeah.
People don't even fucking know, baby boy. It's that ECW and Phil Anselmo from Pantera. Those are my biggest influences outside of comedy and how I act on stage.
Who from ECW?
I said Phil Anselmo from Pantera.
And who else?
And just ECW in general.
ECW in general.
Just in general. That whole show fucking ruled.
Yeah. It was fun.
Okay, so look, let's talk about this episode. Male Unbonding, episode 4. Let's see here. Ooh, beautiful. So look, it started off with his stand-up, talking about how men like to fix things around the house, and other men like to watch them fix things. It was like, oh, you see your man fixing something, you want to go watch him, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I do not like to fix things.
No, you do not. Not even kind of.
Why'd you say it like in a condescending manner?
Because you are horrible. You're just, I don't know what is wrong with you. You have Harrington, who's bad at fixing things, fixing all your things. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
It's crazy. Yeah, Harrington. Yeah, you're bad at things. Yes.
You're not good at things.
Yes.
We had a discussion with my whole family when you were out with my car, and it was like, and I said, Harrington's not very good at things. And my aunt goes, why would you let him drive your car then? And I was like, that's a good point, Anne-Marie.
Harrington, I'll give you 5 stars on this thing, but we're all shocked that you got it accomplished. I'm shocked that the earphones are working. I'm shocked by these accomplishments. These are accomplishments.
Yeah. Whereas any other producer, this would simply be showing up for work and doing the minimum.
Doing your job.
For you, it's like, we're surprised that it's all working.
It's worked out.
But Harrington, you're like a fixer guy, right? If somebody asks you to, like, if there's something wrong with your car, you can fix it, right?
He'll make his way
through. If you got to change it, if you got a flat tire on the side of the road, could you fix it? I think I could too.
I can fix it. No, I don't think you could.
I can fix a flat tire.
I don't think you could.
First step.
What would be your first step? Go. You go.
Fine. I was going to ask you. My first step would be to take out my phone and look up how to change a tire on YouTube.
Harrington, how far are you?
No, I would look up how to change a tire on YouTube, but I think I would know what to do just from I've done it in the past.
How would you do it? I want your first step.
Right now, it would be a problem because I don't have a jack.
What would be your first step?
You know what? I don't know if I have a jack or if I have an extra tire
in the goddamn trunk.
Are you sure?
Yes.
In my car, it comes with.
Yes. Every car. All right. Most cars, everyone's going to be like, "What an idiot." Most cars will come with a jack in the trunk. It's going to be you're going to have your donut back there. And the jack is going to be somewhere.
I'm not positive that it's back there. I'm assuming there's like the felt part in my trunk you have to pick up, and then underneath that. As much
as you spend on this car, there better be a goddamn jack in the trunk. In fact, it better be an extra tire in the trunk, not just a donut, but I'm going to assume it's a donut in the trunk. Do you know what a donut is?
Yeah, I've had a couple donuts in my day.
What's a donut?
Jelly, cream-filled Bavarian, maybe a Boston cream. It's a little mini tire. I'm not fucking stupid, okay? I'm not. You think I'm that dumb?
Wow.
You think I'm that dumb? I don't know what a donut is.
How surprised are you that he even knows that? I'm shocked.
Get the fuck out of here.
Good for you.
I'm not a fixie guy because I didn't grow up with a father, okay?
Fair enough, but our mom was very fixie.
Our mother was not fixie.
She would put a fist through a wall and be able to plaster it just fine. You wouldn't even know. I would have trouble plastering a wall right now. I could figure it out because I watched your mother do it.
Look, everything that you need to do is available on YouTube, but time is worth money. Now, here's the reality, and this is going to sound harsh, but my time is more valuable than your time.
Okay.
Like I make more money.
Yes, I will come do all your fixie things. Pay me your money that you're earning in that time.
If I'm going to, I have to look at the amount of time that I'm spending fixing something versus paying somebody to do it. Because in that time that I could not be fixing something,
see, here's my thing:
I could be creating podcast content.
No, you're just lazy and just don't want to do it.
No, I'm not lazy.
You don't want to do it.
I'm one of the least lazy people that you've ever fucking met in your. I'm the hardest worker that you've ever met in your fucking life.
Fine, you just don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's beneath me.
It's not about being about time or anything. It's a laborious task, and you're like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this. It's cold as shit out. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Like Guillermo just put together my son's basketball court.
He loves. He give him anything and he will fix it.
He's a fixie guy. He's a fixie guy all day long.
And women like that.
Women sort of like it.
Women love that.
And maybe if you're a female fan of this show, let us know. What would you rather? Would you rather a fixie guy?
Of course, a fixie guy. Yes.
Or a guy that can afford to pay a fixie guy.
You didn't.
I mean, what would you rather? You want to have a fucking fixie guy? No offense to your Mexican husband. He's great.
You know what? I'll have an affair with the fixie guy while you're out earning our money. And then.
Okay.
You just support it.
But what would you rather? Would you rather be with? A man who could afford fixie guys, who's too busy creating.
Fixie guy.
You'd rather a fixie guy. And that's fucking retarded. This is why you're at where you're at in your life.
Truck,
and you don't even mention a beard knowing that I can't grow hair on my face.
I know.
It's a fucked up thing. You're taking shots now.
He can't even grow a beard. Doesn't have a truck. He's got a stupid Audi. Come on.
Bitches, what would you rather? A pickup truck with some shit in the back to fix?
And an Audi.
Or a fucking Audi A6? What would you rather? A hot ass Audi A6 with a dope sound system? Or would you rather a fucking fixie guy truck? Like a Mexican guy with a fucking.
Not a Mexican. Well, no. Mexicans are hot.
Mexicans are fixie.
They're hot, but.
You're fixie as fuck, doggy.
No.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. First scene in the show, besides the stand-up thing, is George is they're going to the elevator, and George is complaining that he told the girl that he actually liked her. Mm-hmm. They go into Jerry's place, and they start they start talking to Kramer. Okay.
Before we even get there, George's fanny pack.
What about it?
You didn't even think anything of it. As he's walking around with the fanny pack on, you weren't like, what a tool.
What a tool?
What a chode.
I don't mind a fanny pack.
No, I loved it. I was like, look at his fanny pack. That's adorable.
It's very functional.
Yeah, it's so functional.
Yeah, you got it.
You ever see that picture of The Rock with the fanny pack? Everyone always like puts it next to you. Yeah.
Of course.
You gotta go get a fanny pack.
I'll get a fanny pack in a heartbeat. My problem with the fanny pack, it reminds me how wide my waist is. At every given moment, I gotta fucking look
like,
down.
I have an extender. How do I?
Like, can I get 3 fanny packs and clip them together, please? This is, wait, what do you call it? A fanny pack or do you call it a belly bag? Because I call it a belly bag.
I call it a fanny pack.
I call it a belly bag my whole life. When I've
I
said
don't know
belly
what a
bag,
belly bag is.
nobody knows what a belly bag is.
Did you
I
just
think
come up with that?
somebody came up with it in my youth, and I was like, I like that belly bag.
Belly bag forever. But nobody understands belly busters.
Zeppelis?
Zeppelis, yeah. When I say belly busters, like what?
Our fucking trash family would just call them belly busters.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody else called them belly
Italian
busters.
thing.
Okay. So yeah, they're in the apartment, and Kramer's on Jerry's phone when he gets in the place, and then he just hands Jerry the phone, and Jerry doesn't know who it is, which is just kind of fun. That whole time period, you have to back in the day, before caller ID came out when we were maybe right around this time, maybe 90, 92. That's when people started getting caller ID in their homes.
Well, we didn't, but
no, we didn't have it. We
Holmes
barely had a phone line.
We had a not working phone.
Do you remember Amory's old phone number?
84. She still has it. 845.
Shush, don't say it, you fucking moron.
She still has it.
She still has that old number?
What does it end with?
8.
Yes.
How does she still? I call her on a different number. That she doesn't have that number.
No. That's if when she moved in with us, we put her Verizon account on hold because we have cable.
Oh wow.
So, but we want her that Verizon account because we have like a bunch of movies we bought. It's a whole long thing. Yes, that's it. Yes.
I remember that. I'll remember that number for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's it.
I used to have to remember everybody's fucking phone numbers. But then the phone would ring and you would have to answer it. And just like, I wonder who's going to be on this phone. It could be good news, could be bad news. It was
usually some lady looking for our mother.
Yeah.
And our names used to be so close. So they would say Denise, but sometimes I would say Jeniece.
Luis?
And then one time I was like, oh yeah, it's Jeniece. And she's like, yeah, when are you going to pay this bill? And I'm like, oh, you're looking for Denise. And she was like, I know it's you, Denise. And I was like, no, it's her daughter. Sorry.
Yeah, that was just such a crazy time where you would have to just randomly pick up the phone and pray that it was going to be somebody fun or somebody good or some good news. It never was.
Never. Well, you had friends, so sometimes it was your friends.
Once in a while. I would when I was James's age, I would call my friends regularly.
You know what's funny? Bianca keeps coming home. She's like, yeah, I wrote my phone number down and they wrote their phone number down. Like they're little kindergartners exchanging phone numbers. Yeah. And she's always like, can you call that number? And I'm like, I don't really want to. I don't know what to do about it.
Are they, I mean.
It's just 2 little kindergartners who just know their phone number saying, here's my number. Here's your number.
You should have a call with them. That's adorable. They just want to talk to each other.
They want to play date. Yeah, they're always like, call my mommy.
So Kramer's on the phone with a guy named Joel Hornick. And Joel's a friend of Jerry's from Jerry's youth. And Jerry fucking hates him. Jerry's like, this guy's just the fucking worst.
I mean, can we see why?
Yeah, he's kind of a douchebag, but it's a very interesting point because that's sort of the theme of the show where it's like you can't really break up with a guy. It's not like a relationship with a chick. You just have these people that you're friends with forever, and you're like, I don't even fucking like this guy. I got a few friends like that still. That here and there I'll talk to them from my youth and I'm like, I never really liked this fucking guy. Like we just happen to be at the same place in the same time. And you just sort of deal with each other. Yeah, you just stay friends. But I'm not really friends with too many people that I grew up with. There's a handful of them. But once you do comedy or you get into this world, your entire world and all of your friends become comedians or people that sort of live this lifestyle. Like all of my friends now, to be honest with you, as sad as it is to say, are my employees. If I'm having like a get together for like with people coming over to watch the fights, or if I'm going to have a poker night, it's going to be all of the Gas Digital producers. And it's not because it's just convenient. I actually like them more than most people. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. You surround yourself with people you like and enjoy working with and building with.
But I don't have many friends. I remember one time I was on drugs, like hard. I remember Nate was getting us fucking like black market drugs off the dark web. And I took something.
And then you guys killed that hooker. You don't remember that? You don't. How can you forget that?
Well, look, it'll be burned into my memory forever. We did kill a hooker. That was a plot of the movie. I know what you did last summer. That was not a hooker. They killed a hooker.
Bachelor party. Isn't it a bachelor party?
No, but it is a bachelor party where they kill her, and I think it's Aja Akira. I think is the porn star.
Oh wait, is this like a serious movie?
it's like a dark comedy, and it's Jeremy Piven's character. I believe he might be the one who even kills her, but he's definitely in the movie, and he's fucking her in the bathroom, and he's fucking her up against the wall, and he accidentally like hangs the back of her head on like a coat rack hook, and it kills her.
God.
Yeah, and it's just like them trying to get rid of the body. Very bad things.
Terrible.
Yes, solid fucking movie. So yeah, sorry, where were we? I apologize. Oh yeah, I was on drugs and sad. So yeah, I took these dark web drugs, and then at the end of the night, I realized like I just started like freaking out about how I had no real friends, and I was like, shit, dude, I have like nobody to call, and I was like envisioning myself drowning and reaching up and trying to get, you know, for somebody to like grab my hand, and I had nobody to grab my hand, and it was just this moment of like, holy shit, dude, I'm completely independent.
That's me at 17. Yeah.
But it was as a kid, because like I don't think it's sort of a mind fuck. It's why I got this on my own tattoo, not only because I love Les Miserables, but because when my mom died, first of all, I was already on my own before my mom died. Me and my mom stopped fucking talking. I left when I was like 16 years old. I was sort of living
18, relax.
No, I was living on Meekham's couch when I was 16. And Meekum, shout out James Meekum. He listens to this podcast. He told me he loves it.
Oh, wow, Meekum, what's up?
Yeah, he was like, it's so weird, dude. I used to listen to you and your sister bicker in real life, and it's just like being there again. But yeah, I was driving up to Meekham's house up in Highland Falls, and I was living on his couch by the time I was 16.
Yeah,
by the time
I remember that.
18, I was completely out of the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like a weird thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing. But like if the shit hit the fan and I had no money, whatever it is, I have nobody to go to for help. There's nobody that could support me. There's nobody that could fucking. You think you?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
You can't help yourself.
You can come live with me. It's fine.
Jenny, your glasses fog up when you're in a basement. You can't even fix that problem. So no, I couldn't live with you. I couldn't go live in your fucking 2-bedroom.
You can. We have a savings account. You can come. You could borrow money from my savings account. I'm sure if you were in destitute, and I'm sure I could go to my husband and say, hey, you know, Louis needs to borrow a couple $1,000s.
I have
himself.
Way too much pride for that.
Okay,
I would never in a million years.
I mean, we're not like completely
ever.
broke. We do have.
It's one
savings.
of the things that I said once I left. I said and I remember when I was growing up, all of our uncles would like call Aunt Amory from jail, and they'd be like, you just sent me $10-20. Like it was just it wasn't even a lot of money. It was such a sad amount of money. And she got so sick of it at the end. She was like, no, I'm not fucking sending you $20. No, suck my dick. It ain't happening. But once I left, I made a decision that I was never going to call Amory and ask her for money, because she was always sort of like the rock of the family who, you know, she would wear a belly bag, do the people's eyebrow. She was pretty fucking badass.
She was the best.
No, the rock. She was like, you know, what everyone depended on. And she was very, very generous with my mother, with all of my mother's brothers. But I just made a decision. Once I'm fucking gone, I'm gone. And I wanted to make sure that my aunt and my family was proud of me. Once I would when I would come home, it was just a thing to me that I didn't want to seem like a fucking schlub. Even when I had bad times.
We'd be a lot more proud if you could possibly take us on another Jamaica trip.
Jenny, I'm going to take you on a Jamaica trip. We can't leave the country right now.
Proud with one trip to Jamaica. Like,
what a trip it was.
Oh my God. When I die, I want to go to Jamaica. Like, that is heaven on earth.
That's a weird position. Why don't you want to go when you live? When I die, you take my body to Jamaica and just shove it in the water.
Enjoy.
Yeah, that was a fucking incredible
when you
trip.
die, that's where we're taking you.
I know you're going to spread my ashes in Jamaica.
We're going to go dump you right in the ocean.
Not even my ashes.
Nope.
Just going to
right over.
Take my body parts, take
them, Jamaica.
Take a hacksaw and cut me up.
The kids have at it.
So he hates this guy. We've all had this person. We hang out with somebody you don't really like that much. You're like, what the fuck am I hanging out with this guy for? And that's fine. So he doesn't like this guy. One of the funny things that's kind of stuck out, and I know that you like this idea. It's infuriating, but I already know that it's a very you thing.
Hell yeah.
So Kramer has an idea for
Kramer
a business.
Industries. Excuse you. Kramer Industries.
Kramer has an idea for a business, which is a pizzeria where you make your own pizza.
Yeah, dude.
So you have to fucking make the dough. You have to do that whole fucking thing. You have to put the sauce on it, the cheese on it. You put it in the oven. I'm literally, we were watching on the couch with my chick, and I looked over at you and I was like, she fucking loves this idea. This is right up there with her brand new retro video.
I love it.
Retro video idea. You make your own pizza. This is
I have the store picked out for my falafel spot. I have the storefront. I have everything. It's $1 million idea.
For juicy platters?
For juicy platters. Kramer, I feel you. It's $1 million idea.
It's not even an idea, Jenny. You're talking about franchising a business that already exists.
It's still an idea.
It's not an idea.
$1 million ideas we got going on.
I have this idea. We're going to open up a Dunkin' Donuts. Hear me out now. We have donuts. We have coffee. Dunkin'
got the spot.
Donuts. Yeah, that's not an idea.
Boom, we're entrepreneurs.
I bet you somebody's done this idea. Harrington, see if there's a pizza place where you make your own pizza. I know there was one in Harlem, and you didn't make your own pizza, but they made it in front of you. So they took the dough, and you said, all right, well, what do you want on it? And they put the sauce on it right in front of you, and they put the cheese on it.
Yeah, I can call, and they can do that, too.
But it's a little different. It takes a minute. It goes through almost like a bagel toaster. You know how like you put the bagels on that rack? It's a bigger one, and it cooks the pizza as it goes through the rack. So you start off with a raw pizza, you pick out everything you want on it, and it's customized, and then they just slide it through this rack, and it comes out on the other side, 3 minutes later, and it's completely cooked.
I guess it's fun for kids.
Closest thing that I've seen. Is there a make your own pizza spot, Harrington?
But they were haters.
I worked at a pizzeria.
It was a great idea.
It's not easy to make a pizza. Just the idea of getting the dough to fucking do this shit. It's a whole technique that you have to spend a lot of time.
I bought dough in the house and tried, and it just
every time I made pizza at home, it is
the dough's always just
me flattening it with my hands.
Just flat
and then I try to roll up the edges to make a crust.
Why is it so hard?
Yeah, none of it actually works.
No, never.
There's 3 different chains across America that have it.
3 different chains that you can make your own pizza.
Blaze, Biology, and Mod Pizza.
Blaze, I think, is the one that I was talking about in Harlem. You don't really make your own pizza. All right, so it exists. It's not that bad of an idea. I guess if somebody's doing it.
That's where my notes end.
So, yeah, then it goes up to... Really, that's where your notes end?
That's how much I didn't enjoy this episode. I was like, oh.
The next stand-up is you can't break up with another guy, blah, 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 blah. So that
was my question. What would you do to break up with him? Like, in that situation, like, it I don't know. It's just a silly situation to me watching him like have this dilemma, because I mean I just would feel like I would never have that dilemma. Like, I don't like you.
It always comes. Jerry's a beta cuck. We all know this.
I know.
And Jerry,
it's infuriating.
He
sometimes.
treats every situation like he's a beta cuck.
Yes.
Okay.
So what would you have done? I know you wouldn't have sat your dude down and been like, "Hey, bro, like it's just not working out."
Well, I got to give Jerry a little bit of credit there, because he tried to. He was in the diner with him, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? I don't really like you." And he's like,
he was such a little bitch about it.
Well, this is what happened. So he tells the guy, it's like, "Oh, I don't really like you. I don't think we should be friends anymore." And the guy starts hysterically crying like a little bitch. And so Jerry's like, "No, I was kidding. I was having a bad day. Sorry." So that I give Jerry a little credit, because I don't know that I would say that much. I would just ghost the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I would ghost him. Yeah. I would just not answer his calls anymore. Yeah. But this is a different time. He doesn't know when he's calling. This is one of the things that happens in the episode is he's got a notebook full of excuses as to why he can't do things with him, because he has to keep on making up excuses. But I would just ghost the person. I would act like I'm too busy. I mean, after a little while, they're going to get the idea. I have a few people that I've sort of ghosted in life. We were friends. But for whatever, life sort of blows you in a different direction.
Yeah.
So it just is what it is. You still see them. You're like, "Oh, it was nice to see you," but if you're not, this just isn't really, this is sort of a non-issue. It's not really a big deal. Jerry's too much of a beta to just simply be mean to somebody. And he's got to be a little bit meaner in his life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be mean. As honestly, it's probably for this person's own good. This person, if you don't like them, they're wasting a lot of energy with you in their life as well. So if you're actually trying to be the nice person, it's better to just sort of fucking blow them off and say, "Hey, look, I got a lot going on right now. I just don't have time for new friends." I've said those words to people before. I've had fans that have hit me up, like fans of like Legion of Skanks. And because the nature of these podcasts are, you feel like you're a fly on the wall. You feel like you're having a real, like you're part of the conversation.
Legion of Skanks are my best friends. Like literally my 3 best friends.
A lot of people feel that way, and we don't like you. None of us. It's a consensus.
I see Jay, and it's so awkward because I'm like, "You're my best friend," and he looks at me like,
it's like, get away from me, bitch.
Yeah, Lewis's sister. Like,
Yeah, but a lot of people feel that way. They feel like they really, really know you. And this is why sometimes they cross the line. They'll fucking say crazy shit or they'll make jokes. And you're like, dude, we don't actually know each other like this. You're posting a comment on a picture of my fucking niece. Like it's my brother-in-law is not in on the Legion of Skanks, fucking humor. It's not always the thing. And I'm not always 100% on, but I've had people like that are just sort of way too aggressive. And they're like in my inbox 100 times. And like I used to respond to everybody that would reach out to me. But at this point, the shows have gotten so big that I truly can't. I'll get this a lot.
I still do.
I'll get Jenny, if you send Jenny a personal message, she will say what's up to you.
Guys, we're friends now.
But all right, so you know about the other box on Instagram, right?
No, what is that?
Okay,
oh my God, is that a thing?
So you go to the 99 plus requests.
What?
These are requests.
Friend requests?
These are message requests. These are people that you're not friends with, you have no connection with, that send you messages. Look, 34 minutes ago, 37 minutes ago, 44 minutes ago, 49 minutes ago. We get it. None of them are girls. The joke's not working. An hour ago, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So, I mean, this just happens to me regularly. So I'll check this other box maybe twice a week, 3 times a week. I'll just click on it and see what's at the top. But I have people that are
You're unfriendly.
What do you mean? Jenny, look, this is the past hour. There's been 6 requests. I'm going to fucking respond to every single one of them.
You took the time to reach out. See,
look, I mean, this guy, look at this guy. This guy, he's writing things since June, blah, blah, blah. Give me a heads up next time you're in town.
Yeah.
Then he wrote, acknowledge me, you coward.
Because you're being a dick. Yeah, dude.
So then he goes, Dave didn't answer either like a year ago, and you wonder why Jay is a clear Optimus Prime of this shitty robot podcast. Shane Gillis 2024 with a black vice president, female, Nick Mullen.
Hell yeah, dude.
So people get mad at me because I don't check my other random message box all the time. And they get, sometimes I'll click on it and it's like 8 messages. I'm like, dude, fuck you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to fight you. I swear to there's a guy who's trying to fight me.
What?
I read it the other day. It's going to be so far down. He straight up was like, I want to fight you. You're so mean to Shannon that I want to fight you. And there's a bunch of messages from this guy like, dude, I'm going to find you. I'm going to fuck you up.
Good for you, guy. You should fight him. You should be beat up for that.
Let me say something. If somebody wants to beat me up that bad, I'm pretty easy to find. I have a very...
Oh, don't say that. Okay.
I am. I have a very regular schedule that I keep at the Gas Digital Studios. I perform stand-up comedy all over the country. If you really want to beat me up, you could probably find me and come and try. You know? Is that not threatening?
A little, but I guess that's how you deal with your fans,
So this is just the difference between me and Jerry. I'd be fucking putting these people on mute. I'd be putting them in my other box.
Come
and I'd be like, yeah, Joel Hornick, you're not my fucking boy.
Joel, come find me.
How about I'll fuck you up? I will say I appreciate it. Now, one of the little quirks of Joel's personality is because in that 4th scene, they go to the diner. Same waitress as the 3rd episode that took the apartment. Not the same waitress as the 1st episode.
You've got a very good memory.
Who was a little bit quirky.
According to me, they're all the same waitress.
No. First episode was a different waitress. So,
and the guy was you, by the way.
Well,
Joel was you in the restaurant.
I got no problem with Joel in the restaurant.
I know you did not have any problem with Joel in the restaurant because he is you in the restaurant. A total cunt. A cunt.
You really said it like you meant it.
Yes. The turkey better. Is there a turkey out back?
Well, hold on.
Yeah, let me go check.
So Joel was sort of shitty to the waitress.
Yeah, he was a total dick.
He was a little dicky, but I got to be honest with you. I think there's a little charm in being a little bit dicky to your waitstaff.
No, there's not. Not cute
especially if you tip really well.
If you tip really well, fine. I don't give a shit. But no, he was a cunt.
What have you ever seen me do cunty to a waitstaff? Ever?
Your whole demeanor. The second it takes too long, like the restaurant's on fire. Like the whole place, it's ready to get shut down if his plate is taking more than like 20 minutes for a well done fucking steak.
I appreciate really good service. And if you're not offering good service, I
will say that because 9 times out of 10 if you're complaining, it's usually pretty bad. I mean, the places we've been to, a couple times in Harlem, the service was atrocious. I mean, just garbage.
And what comes first? Is it the bad service or the people tipping bad? Who knows?
The problem is like the wait staff, they should communicate to you. They should come here. Oh, hey guys, I know it's taking a little bit longer. Let me get you some more bread. Let me get you whatever you need. You guys need another drink. Sorry about that. Let me talk to my manager, see what he can do for you guys.
Yeah.
That's how I would deal with that. I see a guest getting upset. The food's taking a little long. I'm kind of mitigating, recognizing the problem. It's taking a little long. Let me see what I can do for you guys.
I appreciate a mistake. When there's
Absolutely.
a mistake made, and I say this to my staff all the time. I say this to Harrington all the time. Okay. When you make a mistake, you have an opportunity to show how you deal with adversity and how you deal with the mistake. So if a waitress is taking too long or the kitchen's taking too long, if the waitress simply comes over and says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. They're taking so long on the back. I apologize. Your next drink is on me."
You've got no
it doesn't
problem
even
with that.
have to be that. They don't have to give me anything for free. But if there's an acknowledgement and there's good service and they're smiling and they're personable and there's just like a good back and forth, I'm going to go, you know what? I appreciate it. They showed that they have incredible, impeccable service. But 99% of the time, when it's bad service in the back, it's bad service in the front because there's bad management in general. It all comes down from the fucking shitty
I've
ass
seen
management.
that because I've seen you're saying, okay, where's our food? And the waitress just doesn't give a shit. And it's obvious she doesn't give a shit. And you're like, okay, well.
And then I have to tip her. And here's what happens. I tip and I still tip.
Her, I know.
And I'll give them 15%.
I know, because I wouldn't let you not tip, but yeah.
Well, I would never not tip, but I'll give 15% for bad service, but I have to leave a little message.
I know, because you got to be a cunt about it.
No, it's not being a little cunt about it. What it is, because here's the thing. These are bad waitresses. They're used to 15%. They're used to that as the maximum. So they're like, oh.
Where we were, I don't think they were used to 15%.
You're saying they're used to less?
Yeah,
Why?
a lot less. And that's why they don't give a shit.
Jenny?
I'm just.
Where were we? What type of people were in that restaurant in the neighborhood?
I didn't say anything about the type of people. What are you assuming?
I don't know. What are you assuming?
Did you just assume that I assumed the types of people that were in there?
Listen to me. If we were taking a minority report on that restaurant, wow. This restaurant would be...
I didn't even notice.
It would be a show on the WB, if you know what I mean.
I didn't even notice that. You noticed that?
That's weird. I don't see color.
I didn't.
The WB. What's the other one? CW. Whatever. What?
BET. BET definitely.
WB was the white channel.
WB was not white. WB had some black shit.
WB had Moesha.
Yeah.
UPN had Moesha.
UPN. Or as I call it, the uppity something N-word network. Come on. Where's Zach when you need him? Where's Zach when you need him?
Come on.
Where's Zach when you need him? He would have come up with a great little fucking
We don't do that here.
anagram.
Urban People Network.
The Urban People Network?
That's
No.
not what it actually was.
No, that's not what I would call it.
Not even close.
Not even close. So, look, he was being sort of shitty. He was sort of like, what's up? Is this fresh turkey? Is it real turkey? She's like, I think it's fresh. He's like, what do you got?
Off.
You got a turkey in the back?
Diner in Midtown has a fresh turkey. Beat it.
Yeah, he was a little
Idiot.
dicky, but whatever. I mean, I've had really good customer service, especially since I moved to Jersey. Once you move out of New York City, you realize how shitty the service is in New York City, unless you're at a crazy expensive restaurant.
Of course, yeah.
But if I get a good waitress or a good waiter and they're personable and they're smiling and they're having a good time and they make me feel welcome, I mean, I give a 30% tip every time, every single time.
Yeah.
So I have to leave a message. If I'm going to leave 15%, I have to write, hey, just so you know,
terrible service.
This would have been a lot
Waited an hour.
more.
I've seen your notes, and they're not just like terrible service. It's like terrible service. She was gone for 25 minutes. I waited 45 minutes just
I bullet
for one.
point it.
Like, it's really excessive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chapter 1.
you have to flip it over. He's out of control.
I do one of those like little.
I mean, she's got her tip. She doesn't give a shit. Nobody cares at that point.
And that's the problem. And that's the fucking problem is I shouldn't tip at all. But whatever. I digress. So he tries to break up with him, and Joel starts crying. And he's like
another little bitch. I have a hard time relating to these characters because I don't understand this world.
Yeah, they're all little bitches. That's not how I act.
just don't understand it.
I would have been like, stop fucking crying. We're in public.
What is wrong with you?
You're a fucking grown man. Who gives a shit?
You're a fucking man.
But Jerry's not that guy. Jerry's like, what? I was kidding. I'm sorry. Let's go to a basketball game. So
gives him George's ticket.
Him and George are supposed to go see the Knicks on Wednesday. And I got to say, basketball games, lots of fun. I don't know if you've ever been to a...
Never been, no. Football games are fun. Giants games are really fun.
Never been to a football game.
Giants games are fun.
Let's
we're
go.
Giants fans.
Let's go. Gomez watches the Giants.
So fun.
The entire
Tailgate?
season.
Hell yeah.
So Yeah, I've been to, but sports in general are funny. Like I've never been a sports fan, but
Baseball could be a little boring.
dude, baseball games are the shit.
Drags. No, it drags.
If you're drinking beer and you're eating corn dogs,
we took the kids and they were like, we go. This is a lot.
yeah.
And like the games, there's so many fucking games in the seat. Like none of them mean anything.
Yeah, you're right. None of the games mean anything. Basketball, at the very least, in my opinion, it's the most exciting sport to watch if you're not a sports fan, because it's just nonstop scoring. These big fucking black athletes, they're so good. They're so athletic, dude. I mean, just watching them, like, I don't know if you ever tried to play basketball, but it's a fucking true nightmare to get that ball in the hoop and to dribble it over to the fucking hoop and to get through all the other guys that are trying to stop you. To watch guys that do it professionally and what they're able to do with their bodies and sort of coordinate this fucking dance, it's truly, truly impressive. But I've had some fun times at basketball games. I used to sell comedy club tickets right outside of Madison Square Garden. So I've seen the Knicks play probably a dozen times.
Oh,
and I don't give a fuck about the Knicks because the scalpers would, they would, once the game started, so the games would start like 7 o'clock, 7:30, right? And I would be selling comedy club tickets till about 8. And what happened is the game would start. Nobody's buying scalp tickets anymore. So I'd go over and be like, hey, if you give me, I'll give you $20 for 2 tickets. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. There's a chick that I just met on the street, or me and Dave
we need
Smith
a place
wanted
to go make love.
I remember one of the fucking hottest chicks that I was ever with. I brought her to, it was a hockey game. It was a Rangers game. But I wasn't even with her. This is when I was a little beta pussy. I think I told this on the podcast, actually. The fucking hot, like, Pakistani chick that, like, wore little short shorts.
And crawled around the house.
Yeah, I took her to a Rangers game first, and I got the tickets off a scalper for like $20 or whatever. But yeah, I've always had a lot of fun going to basketball games. They're a lot of fun. It's a very fast-paced thing. So Jerry offers, he tells George they're supposed to go. And then once Joel starts crying, he's like, let's go to the basketball game. I got Knicks tickets, courtside.
I had a huge problem with that too. I was like, what are you doing, buddy?
It was kind of a shit move to George.
Yeah, that's George's ticket. What are you doing?
It's almost
For a guy
ironic.
You don't even like.
It's ironic. See your best friend, you're fucking over to go hang out with a guy that you can't fucking stand.
It was crazy to me. I'm just like, I don't understand these people.
So Jerry and George, next scene, they're at the bank. George has a jar full of change, and Jerry tells George that he gave his ticket away to Joel Hornick, and George is just in disbelief.
His reaction is wonderful.
That was a very funny moment. He acts like he's kidding. Like, he's like, no. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't dare do that. And yeah, he's fucking, he's furious. He also, just a very funny scene where he's trying to get the bank to take his jar of coins. I mean, I have
Minority Report.
Oh yeah, black chick behind the
only
and
one.
We can do the Minority
episode.
Report now if you want. No, that's not true. Whoa, no.
What?
Wow, you really don't see color, do you?
No.
We had 3 blacks in the diner.
What?
Yep, a couple at the table, and then another fucking black guy all at the end of the bar. And then in the bank, 1 Asian man.
Oh,
in the background.
I wasn't counting the Asian people.
Exactly. Yeah. So
okay.
Open your fucking eyes. 5 minorities in my Minority Report for this episode.
A lot in this episode.
Yeah. So yeah, George has a bucket of change, which I don't even know how to get rid of that anymore. They stopped having Coinstar machines. I don't even know if Coinstar is the thing anymore.
There's one in my grocery store, but I will roll them. I like to roll.
You like to roll your own coins.
We rolled $500 worth of change not too long ago.
This is I'm proving how little her time is worth. Imagine I was sitting there just rolling fucking coins.
Rolled. I earned $500 that night.
You put it into a Coinstar machine. You didn't earn anything.
They charge you. They take money away.
Yeah, like fucking a penny on the dollar.
No, it's like 10 cents a dollar. Get out of here. That's my 10 cents.
That's crazy. Still, it would have been $50 to simply
$500
dump a bucket,
the dot, and we put it in our Disney like savings fund. So that's where that's going. But yeah, I'll roll change. Anyone wants to bring me a bucket, I'll roll your change.
I almost want to give you my bucket of change.
If I can keep your bucket of change, I will.
Because I'm never going to do anything with it. What, Harrington?
For cash, Coinstar is 12%.
12%.
What's 12% of $500? $60.
Yeah. Ooh, good job. Ooh, solid.
I'm a waitress. I know, dude.
Solid math right there.
20%.
I was going to catch up. I was right there with you. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. Coinstar, they stopped having them in New York City. They used to be in every TD bank. And I found one. It wasn't Coinstar. It was like a knockoff.
I think you can look
Coinstar
online
machine.
and like find out where they're at, like relative to where you are.
Yeah, probably. But rolling coins, I haven't even seen like coin rollers in years.
You gotta hang with some poor people, Lewis.
That is crazy.
You gotta come.
That is one step above bringing your bottles. Bringing your bottles.
We do that too.
No,
yes,
you don't.
we do.
You do not bring your bottles.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
100%.
Stop it.
1,000%.
Guys, please subscribe to gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use the promo code GWS. It gets you a 14-day free trial. It gets you instant access to every podcast on the network. There's no delay until it goes to iTunes or YouTube or anywhere else. You also get them unfree and uncensored as well. You'll see in this episode we're posting certain things. This is a different version that goes up on Gas Digital. So make sure you guys go subscribe at gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use that promo code GWS. You save $1.50 a month if you decide to keep the membership. It really is worthwhile. Legion of Skanks, Real Ass Podcast, Believe You Me, all the shows that I do are also under that umbrella. So you get access to everything. Thousands of hours of content that you cannot see anywhere else. Okay. And make sure that my sister does not have to return, but that is pathetic.
That's not pathetic.
That's pathetic. Returning bottles.
You're recycling anyway.
I'm recycling anyway, yes. And I'm not bringing them to the supermarket in a fucking garbage bag like an old Chinese lady.
First of all, they don't even do that anymore. You take it down to your local bottling recycling place. Guillermo literally hands them, here, there's 60 bottles. They say, here's $10. That's it. That's literally all we do.
You have to fill up your car with garbage first.
No, we're recycling anyway. You have to save the bottles anyway. In fact, I've even told you, save your bottles. We will take them home with us.
I save my bottles. I recycle them. Please
give them to me. Yes.
Jenny, go rummage through my trash. You can, Jenny. I
set
give
them
you
aside for me. You animal.
I'll tell you right now. I'm not gonna everyone in the neighborhood
rummage like a raccoon.
No. Let me explain to you, Jenny.
No.
Every Wednesday. It's recycling day. No. I have a really good idea. This is better business
when I get my man with a pickup truck
than your retro video store idea. Every Wednesday in my neighborhood, and I mean this, every house puts out their recycled bottles.
Hell yeah!
I will knock on every door with you, and I'll say, "Hey, this is my sister."
I'm not gonna ask.
She's a fucking crackhead.
I'm not gonna ask.
She has real issues, and she wants to take your bottles.
I would like to recycle your bottles. Yes.
You can make an absolute killing, Jenny.
Earn some money. Yes, you can. We put that money aside. That's our Disney money. When you see us having a good time in Disney, when you see having a good time in Disney,
just realize that was because we dug through people's trash.
We took bottles back and we saved that money. It's like $20 a month. Like,
yes, that's crazy. To inconvenience yourself and to carry garbage with you down to the bottle plant. Or whatever you fucking call it.
Bottles.
That's crazy. Harrington, Harrington,
you're a gutter rat.
Homeless and
Harrington, you're a gutter rat.
He is a gutter rat. I think he's even above taking garbage.
No, he wouldn't be.
Well, it depends. When I was a contractor, I would save all the water bottles in my trucks at the end of the day and do exactly that.
Yeah.
Bottling place.
And you just hit
the water.
I mean, we're not going to do it if you do one by one. Like, that's kind of annoying. I'm not going to spend all day doing that.
That was fun as a kid. When we were little kids, I would do that. So I would go through all of the garbage at home, and we would take all the bottles and bring them to ShopRite. They had a little. It was also kind of fun because you put it in with the barcode facing up, and you see it start to spin, and it would shred.
No, that's always broken. No, we can't be bothered. But we will take a whole bottle. Like, we have a huge industrial sized garbage bag, and once it's full, he just drives it down to the store and says, "Here you go, guys." And they say,
and he puts it where your child sits in the back seat.
No, we have an SUV. We have a trunk.
Okay. All right. So that's fucking crazy. It needs to be pointed out.
It's $20 a month. What kind of life are you living that you don't need $20 a month?
I definitely don't need $20 a month in order to fill up my car with bottles.
So give me your bottles and I'll make $40
you can have
a month.
them.
Like
they're in the backyard in a blue. They're in a blue bin in the backyard.
I'll be a baller this month.
Please. So yeah, Jerry's rolling the coins. Kramer comes back in with the pizza idea. He's really stuck on this.
Yes,
He's trying to get them to invest in it.
I love it. He's genius.
So Jerry ended up canceling on Joel. He's supposed to go to the basketball game with Joel. Jerry cancels, gives Joel an excuse, but he also says, "You know what? You take both tickets. Go have fun." Okay. Then Elaine comes in. Yeah, Elaine's at Jerry's. Elaine almost had no reason to even be in this
boner
episode.
Meter. How you feeling?
She was hot as fuck, dude. Look, I simp for Elaine. We all simp for Elaine.
Yeah.
Okay, but last week after she had those little pokies, Last week
She's got to step it up now.
Doggy,
Now you got to.
She was looking like a little fucking hoe last week. No bra. I like that size titty too. That's my size titty, like a small little fucking mouthful.
Ew.
Hell yeah. Elaine's great, you know, but she was wearing a mustard colored yellow jacket. It wasn't the hottest jacket.
I thought she looked cute. I liked their accessories. I liked their bracelets.
Yeah, she's fine.
You didn't care about that though.
No, I didn't care about anything. She was almost there just to be in the episode. I feel like she didn't really have anything to do. So
well, you'll find that a lot with these episodes. They're just kind of there.
Yeah, it really is a show about nothing. So we find out that Joel brought Kramer to the basketball game with him and that they're like buddies now.
Yeah, I bet that was a good time.
Yeah, and then, you know, Joel comes in the apartment. He sees Elaine. He starts hitting on Elaine in kind of a creepy way.
Yeah.
Yeah, his like whatever his energy was just like
touchy,
beat it.
Yeah,
it's his fucking buddy. Relax. First of all, if this is my chick, okay, and even though we just broke up, you're my boy. You know, I'm not saying that you can't fucking try to date this chick, but you're getting all aggressive right in front of me. It was a little bit of a weird move. Yeah, a little bit of a.
He's a douchebag. He was such a douchey
alpha
guy.
Jerry.
He was so
the
gross.
whole time, and Jerry just takes it.
I know.
Yeah, Jerry's being a little bitch about it. So. Yeah, I guess he asked Jerry and Elaine if they want to go to another basketball game, and it sort of ends on the big laugh.
They're gonna make some plans.
Yeah, he's trying to get them to agree to a day. He's like, "What about Tuesday?" And they're like, "No." Elaine's making all these excuses now for Jerry because she found his list of excuses to not go hang out with this guy. And he's like, "Oh, what about Thursday?" And she's like, "No, we gotta go to choir practice." And then he's like, "Well, what about Saturday?" He starts literally just going through the days of the week and going over who they're playing. So it sort of ends with them, you know, obviously
making
having
plans
to go make plans with this guy. And that was the episode. I didn't love it. You didn't love it. I laughed harder at this episode. I thought Kramer was very funny with the pizza idea. I thought that Jerry made me laugh, I think, for the first time in this episode.
See, he annoyed me so much this episode.
Yeah, there was a couple of moments where Jerry made me laugh. Elaine was fine. George was hilarious this episode. George is he's a great physical actor.
Yes.
All of his laughs come from, and I think they gave Kramer all the credit for being this like crazy physical guy, right? But all of George's laughs come from like his facial expressions.
His little micro like movements. Yeah.
You'll see him in the background. Like there was just one shot. I remember Jerry was doing something and then George was in the background being like, "What the hell?" Like, yeah. And it was just very funny. The sort of his physicality, the way that he makes his face and the way he moves his body. So I thought overall, just laughs per minute. I mean, at this point, we should count how many times we laugh in each episode because it's so few.
God. I have so much research to do.
This was your research. We watched the episode with each other an hour before we did the podcast. We both took some shitty notes and the show's over now. There's not a lot of
so hard on this, you guys.
Yeah. So you gave it 2 bagels.
I gave it 2 bagels.
What's your favorite episode you've seen so far?
Go over them again with me.
Episode 1.
What was that
one again? 2. Episode 3 and episode 4. This week was the male unbonding. Last week, Harrington, help me out here.
Come on, Harrington. What are you doing?
Yeah, just fucking sitting there like an asshole.
Like an idiot.
Writing notes. There was the robbery, and then
the robbery was last week.
The robbery was last week. The stakeout was the week before.
The stakeout. What happened in the stakeout again? Oh yeah, the chick where he showed up at her job. Yeah. Oppenheimer Taft. That was a good one, but it wasn't. All right, in order so far, episode 4, then the pilot, then Oppenheimer Taft, the stakeout, then last week's. Last week's stunk. Episode 3 was terrible.
Yeah. All right. I can't be that organized with my thoughts, but yeah. So
so that's that. Listen, we're going to wrap this one up in just a second here because we've been going about an hour. But next week we have the season finale.
I'm so excited for that one. I wanted to do that one today. Yeah.
Well, I know what it's called. The
stock tip.
The stock tip, which with everything that's going on right now with the stock market and GameStop, I think it would have been an interesting episode to do this week.
Everything about it, yeah.
But it'll be good for next week. There'll probably be some stupid shit still going on in a week. Let's get real. So I'm sure we could definitely relate to some of it.
Yeah, me and Harrington are going to invest.
I listened to Harrington and my sister try to explain to each other what was going on with the GameStop stock. And I literally looked at both of them. I was like, "You're both homeless and poor. This bitch is digging through trash in order to return bottles."
Each invested. Don't
Harrington
you worry,
is a homeless person. Neither one of you know about fucking stocks. You don't know about finance. You don't even know what a hedge fund is. Yep. I bet you couldn't even tell me what a hedge fund is.
Yep. I'm about to take it down. So, right, Harrington? We're going to do that.
It's not a green screen. You're not taking it down, Harrington.
We're going to do it, Harrington.
Trust me. All right, look, this has been a really fun episode. Guys, thank you so much for watching Gomez Watches Seinfeld. We'll be back next week with the season finale of season 1. Make sure you guys go on our iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating and a positive review. Tell some friends about Gomez Watches Seinfeld. We are the fastest rising show on the Gas Digital Network. It is actually true.
GWS. GWS.
GWS. GWS. Come on, everyone. GWS. Come on, smash your hands. GWS. Everyone fucking pound the tables. GWS. GWS. And if you see other people doing Seinfeld podcasts, give them 1-star reviews. Take them fucking down.
Fucking suck.
Dox them.
Garbage.
Dox them. Get their Patreons removed from the internet. There's always a way.
Report them to NBC. I bet that you could probably get them sued. Great idea. Get them sued.
Report them to the Jews. All right. Until next week, we will something.
Later, folks.
I'm a professional broadcaster. Can you believe this? Until next week, yada, yada, yada.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll end every show with yada, yada, yada. Beautiful. I love that. That's a great little fucking Seinfeld reference. There we go. Until next week. Yada, yada, yada.
Watchers.
No, yada, yada, yada. Oh, yeah, Watchers?
Watchers, yeah.
All right, Watchers. Yada, yada, yada.
Later, Watchers.
No, we're doing a yada, yada, yada.
No, I want like Watchers.
No, we're saying Watchers, yada, yada, yada.
All right.
All right,
yada,
Watchers.
Yadders.
Yada,
Watchers.
yada, yadders. All right, goodbye.